Blake Shelton is opening up about what it's like helping to raise Gwen Stefani's kids. President Trump sends a moving letter to the family of Charlie Daniels, and more. Stick around. Welcome to CountryCast. Thanks for joining us. If you're new here, consider subscribing with notifications on so you don't miss out on breaking news and updates. Before we get to this moving letter from President Trump that was sent to Charlie Daniels' family, we're going to talk about Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani. Now, the couple's been together for a number of years, and there have always been questions about just when they're going to tie the knot. And now Blake Shelton is speaking out about what it's like helping to raise Gwen Stefani's kids in a new interview. Now, it's been no secret that Gwen Stefani has been very public about thanking Blake Shelton for being so active with their children, as you can see here on Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, Blake Shelton. Thank you for helping me raise these boys. We love you. And here are numerous photos of Blake Shelton really stepping up and, helping out with the parenting of these kids. Now, he spoke about this in a recent interview on the Today Show on Friday, and this is what he had to say. He told the Today Show, "It's one thing to be with the kids all the time and be their buddy, but you do have to consider after a while that they start to listen to things that you say, and there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that, which is new to me," he told Carson Daly on the Today Show. Now, speaking about the things they've been doing during the pandemic, Blake Shelton points out that now they actually have time to spend time together, vacation, things like that. He said, "We've been doing things that I wished I had time to do for the last 20 years, I guess. That's literally like stupid things like pick blackberries. We grew a garden, grew several acres of sweet corn." And this all happens amid them releasing their brand new song, Happy Anywhere, which came out on Friday, and it was quickly number one on the charts, which is really no surprise to anyone given their collective star power. And they performed it live together on Friday. Now, this is not their first collab, obviously. They have Nobody But You, which came out in December. And just to speak to how massive Blake Shelton is, it was his 27th number one hit on country radio, which is just obnoxious at this point. Just for a little bit of context here, you can see Blake Shelton has a whopping 7.8 million monthly listeners. His hit single, God's Country, has 125 million streams. This dude is a monster when it comes to country music and the industry as a whole. So let's move on and let's talk about Chase Rice. Now, there were some stories over the last few weeks where he performed a show in Tennessee and he was criticized even by some of his peers. They were saying that the show wasn't socially distant, and they basically slammed him for wanting to perform live. Now, Chase Rice pushed back on that. He said that they did have social distancing in place and they worked really hard to try and make it a safe environment for all. No doubt about that. So he's been speaking about writing some new songs, and he's going to give us a little bit of a preview of that new music. He said, "I'm getting back to writing mode here, and I think I've written like 5 songs in the last week. I'm excited to get back to writing, and I'm excited to work on part 3 and 4, whatever my album ends up looking like." Here is a little bit of his unreleased song, Ain't Many Like Us Left.
But I wrote this one with Taylor Phillips today, Brock Berryhill, and Jeremy Stover. We started thinking about our grandparents, and it just doesn't seem like there's many like that left these days. So we wrote this song, and I hope I get to play it live at some point soon, and I hope you all enjoy it. Ain't many folks holding Grandpa's old Zipco in that Sunday crankbait honey hole. Hats off, right hand hanging over your chest. No, there ain't many like us left. Ain't many work boots stomping on old pine pews, kicking last week's sin like we used to do. Praising JC's name in a Sunday best. Now there ain't many like us left. Ain't many still playing Hank on the radio. Circle left square, bodies in a field of gold. Working summer hot 40s for 24 ice cold beer, like we do around here. Still hanging that green out from under a pole barn. Still falling hard for them small town sweethearts. Living them red words, flying down red dirt, red, white, and blessed. No, ain't many like us left.
Wow. First of all, the fact that this guy, I imagine he only filmed that once, just the talent to be able to bust something out like that. No auto-tune, no effects, no preamps, none of that stuff. Just him, an acoustic guitar, and a camera. That is incredibly rare and a very, very good skill to be able to do something like that. Chase Rice, ain't many like us left. I could see that being an absolute banger on the radio in the near future. Hopefully he takes that in the studio and records that. So let's move on and let's talk about Charlie Daniels. Obviously, the country music world was shocked and saddened by the loss of the country music icon just a couple of weeks ago now. And there are many people still mourning that. And now we have a story that is a heartwarming one, and this involves the family of Charlie Daniels. Obviously, Charlie Daniels was a known supporter of President Trump. He was very vocal in his support of the president. And so the president reached out to his family, and he wrote him a letter very much paying tribute to the musician. So you can see this letter here. They shared it on their Instagram. It says, Miss Hazel Daniels, obviously the widow of Charlie Daniels, and it says, Dear Hazel, I was saddened to learn of the loss of your beloved husband, Charlie, and send my deepest condolences. Charlie will forever be remembered as a true American patriot, and his contributions to country music will be celebrated for generations. He inspired many Americans with his unyielding support of our brave men and women in uniform. Your husband reminded us that we must honor those who have sacrificed so much to defend our freedoms. Our great nation depends on artists like Charlie who promote love of country. He will be greatly missed. During this difficult time, the First Lady and I send our prayers to you, your family, and all those who love Charlie. May his music continue to reverberate in the hearts of countless Americans. Regardless of what your politics are, you've got to admit here that this speaks to the kind of musician that Charlie Daniels was, the stature that he had in the music world, his contributions. For him to receive a letter from any president just shows how important of a figure he was and the magnitude of that loss in the country music world. And he will be obviously dearly missed. And so we send our thoughts and prayers out to the family, the friends, the loved ones, and the fans of Charlie Daniels. Now, before we go, we're always asking for your feedback and your comments. We want to hear what you think, so why not respond to a few of them? This is from our recent video on Jason Aldean, ready to come out swinging after his son was criticized. This person, David Davis, wrote, I'd been pissed. I had hair halfway down my back when I was 25 years old, and now I have 3 sons, and my middle son is 20, and my hair is longer than most women's. Some people don't have anything better to do but criticize someone's child. So those who don't have nothing but time on their hands to just do this, let it grow, young man. Regarding our recent video on Taylor Swift making a surprising return to country music with her new album Folklore, Linda wrote, no, I don't think she can come back to country, not with her sound. From what you played, the song still sounds like high school. I'm an adult. I don't want teenager music. Remember George Jones' song, Who's Going to Fill Their Shoes? The legends are gone. I love Alan Jackson, George Strait, Reba. Thank goodness they are all around singing. I agree. Thank goodness we still have the greats like Alan Jackson down there at Chattahoochee. You know what I'm saying? She did write Better Man, which is country music, even though she didn't record it. I'm sure she's written many others that haven't been released. However, this one sounds like it's going to be good. I'll have to check it out. Obviously, we love hearing your feedback, so always feel free to comment. Let us know what you think. And of course, please subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss breaking news and updates about your favorite country music artists. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you all very soon.